in this lesson, we'll add some of the different materials that we have available to us. So we want to make sure that we're using a mental ray so that we have all of the materials available to us. So we've got our background material. Let's look at adding this car paint material that we want to add to some of these red parts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up this group and open up the tank that we can then access some of the different parts. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and create a new material, and I'm going to go ahead and get material, and we want to choose new, and let's choose this MI car paint material. Okay, so we'll say OK to that, and I'll just leave it the default red. We can look at this. Here's the base color, the edge color, and light facing color. So you can see if I change this up, you can see what that does. So this contains all the little flakes in there and everything. So it's very simple to set up. You just turn that on, and I'm going to go ahead and just drag this over to the tank. You can see it turns white, which is okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and select this frame. Let's go ahead and drop it onto the frame. Okay, I want to assign it to the selection. Okay, let's go ahead and assign it to the fender. Okay, anything you want to be this red car paint. Okay, and I've got the background on a layer so that I'm not messing with any of that. So go ahead and turn that on, and we can kind of do a quick render of what that car paint is looking like. So just dropping that on as is, look how good that looks compared to the rest of these that don't have that type of material on there. You can see the little welds in there. That looks really nice, just the default car paint. So now we want to go ahead and add a few different types of material. Let's make kind of a metal material. So we'll go back to our material editor, and I'm just going to choose this blend. Okay, and let's go ahead and in the maps under reflection, I'm going to turn that on, and I'm going to go in and get a ray trace. Okay, so I'm going to go down here to ray trace and add that into the reflection. Okay, and make this about maybe 40 or 50%. Okay, go back to our material here, and we can name this metal or something like that. Okay, and I'm going to take the glossiness down. Okay, there's the specularity. We can go ahead and see what this looks like as we drop this, let's say, on the exhaust. Go ahead and take that and drop it on this selection. Okay, let's go ahead and do another quick render. So that's probably a little bit bright. So we can come in here and take this, take our diffuse down, we can take our specular down. Okay, just darken that a little bit. Because really your diffuse will go down as it gets more reflective. Okay, and I also want to maybe apply that material to the subframe as well. So we'll go ahead and apply it to this subframe. If I can get it selected there. All right. So let's go ahead and render that. So that's probably a little bit too reflective. We can always take that reflectivity down a little bit. If you want something that is kind of a glossy black, maybe you don't want to do a car paint, but maybe you want to do something similar, we can go ahead and get any material, and we can choose this Pro Materials Metallic Paint, and that's going to be pretty similar. Okay, I can choose the color. So let's say I want to get something that's very dark. Okay, and go choose black. Say OK to that, and you'll get something like that. So we could take this and apply it to the box underneath here. We could apply it to the wheels. So if I want to open up that wheel group, I could apply it to the inside of those wheels. Okay, same thing back here. Anything you want kind of a glossy black. Okay, for the seat we could do something that's just a kind of a blend. Give it a dark color here, give it a little bit of specular. Okay, and then you could preview that. You can see that curve here. If you turn the gloss up, it turns that up a little bit. Otherwise, you could just take this down make kind of a rubber looking material and apply it to that seat. Alright. So we've got the metal here. I'll go ahead and create a new one, and I'll go get the metallic paint, and this one I'm going to make kind of a gray. So I want to get this saturation down and get kind of a gray here, and I'll apply that to some of the parts of this engine. So I'll go ahead and just apply that, and let's assign to selection. If we go ahead and isolate this, we can open the group, and some of these we want to actually apply this black to. So we can take this, apply that black to that, some of these different pieces. Okay. So we can come in and add some different materials to that as well. Go ahead and exit that isolate. You want to make sure that you drop that metal onto this piece of the exhaust there as well, if you don't have that. Okay. And let's drop the metal onto the fork tubes. Assign that to the selection. Okay, so just go through and create some of these different materials. Have a look at some of these materials that you've got available to you. The yellow ones are going to be available if you're using Metal Ray. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish this out, adding some rubber that we use for the seat onto the tires and so forth. So that's where we are right now. Just continue on adding this metal onto some of these bolts and parts of the engine here, and just adding the real materials on top of these colors that we've had so far. So we'll go ahead and finish that up, and in the next lesson we'll go ahead and look at how we can add some texture maps to some of these things in case we don't want to just use materials. So we'll do that next.